This guide is about learning how to set boundaries. It is a simple path to help you start reclaiming your life, your time, and your own personal peace. Do you often feel tired, overwhelmed, or even a little resentful? This happens when your personal needs are not being met because you are giving too much away. Setting boundaries is not about being selfish or mean to other people. It is about practicing self-respect and making sure your own well-being is a top priority. Think of a boundary like a fence around your property. You get to decide who comes in, how long they stay, and how they should behave while there. Without these personal fences, people might unknowingly take too much from you. They might take your time, your energy, or even your happiness without ever even realizing it. The first step in this entire journey is simple but very important. You must begin by looking inward and understanding what you truly need for your own life. You cannot build a strong fence if you do not know the shape of the property you are trying to protect. Self-reflection is your most essential starting point. Ask yourself this important question: which situations or which specific people in my life consistently leave me feeling completely drained of all my energy and happiness? Your feelings are important signals. Feelings like anger, resentment, and burnout are like red flags. They are telling you that a boundary has been crossed somewhere in your life. So let us begin this journey of rediscovery together. We will build your ability to set healthy boundaries, one simple step and one small, manageable thought at a time. Take out a piece of paper or open a new document. We are going to start by identifying your core values. What truly matters most to you in life? Your values might include things like honesty, family time, creativity, or peace. Write down at least 5 things that are non-negotiable for your own personal happiness right now. Now, think about your personal limits. Everyone has them. We have limits on our time, on our emotional capacity, and on our physical energy. They are not weaknesses. For example, how many hours can you realistically work before you start feeling stressed? How much social time do you need before you feel you need to recharge alone? Be honest with yourself about these limits. There is no right or wrong answer here. This is about understanding your own unique capacity and what works best for you. Next, let's pinpoint the specific areas in your life where boundaries feel weak. Is it with your job, your family, your friends, or maybe even with yourself? Perhaps you always say yes to extra work projects. Or maybe a certain family member calls at all hours, expecting you to drop everything and just listen. Write these specific situations down. Being clear about where the problems are makes it much easier to find and implement a clear and effective solution for them. Recognize that your needs are valid. You have a right to your own time. You have a right to your own energy. You have a right to peace. This initial phase of self-discovery is the solid foundation for everything else. The more you understand yourself, the stronger your new boundaries will be when you build them. Now that you have a better idea of your needs, let's start designing your new boundaries. We will start small to build your confidence and make it manageable. Think of one small, easy boundary you can set this week. For example, deciding not to check your work emails after 7 p.m. could be a great start. There are different types of boundaries. Physical boundaries relate to your personal space and your body. For example, you can decide who you hug and who you don't. Emotional boundaries protect your feelings. They involve not taking responsibility for how other people feel, or not sharing every detail of your life with just anyone who asks. Time boundaries are about protecting your schedule. This means learning to say no to requests that would overcommit you or take away time you need for your own rest. Mental boundaries are about your thoughts and your opinions. You have the right to your own beliefs, and you do not have to engage in debates that drain you. Let's practice phrasing your boundaries. A great way to do this is by using I statements. This focuses on your feelings, not on blaming the other person for anything. For example, instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," you can try saying, "I feel unheard when I am not able to finish my sentence. It's important to me." Another powerful phrase is a simple and clear no. You do not always have to provide a long explanation. "No, thank you," or "No, I can't," is complete. Write down some of these statements for the situations you identified earlier. Having the words ready makes it much easier to use them when the moment actually arrives. Visualizing your success can be a very powerful tool. Close your eyes and imagine a life where your new boundaries are respected. How does that peaceful life feel? Imagine having more free time for your hobbies. Imagine feeling calm and centered at the end of your day. This positive feeling is what you are working towards. This visualization builds your motivation. It reminds you why you are doing this important work for yourself. It is about creating a life that feels genuinely good to you. Remember, you are not trying to control other people's behavior. You are only controlling what you will do and what you will allow to happen in your life. The goal is to teach people how to treat you. You are showing them the roadmap to a healthy and respectful relationship with you through your actions and words. Prepare for the conversations you need to have. Think about the right time and place. A calm, private setting is usually much better than a public, stressful one. You don't have to set all your boundaries at once. That would be overwhelming for you and for others. Start with the easiest one on your list first. Success with one small boundary will build your confidence. It shows you that this is possible and that the world will not end when you prioritize your needs. Let's talk more about saying that powerful little word, no. Many people find this to be the hardest part of setting boundaries, so it deserves more attention. When you say no to a request, you are not rejecting the person. You are simply declining the specific request they are making of you at that moment. You can soften your no if you feel it is necessary. For example, "I can't help with that right now, but thank you so much for thinking of me." Practice saying no in front of a mirror. It might feel silly at first, but it helps you get comfortable with the word and the feeling behind it. Remember your why. Why are you saying no? You are saying no to that request so you can say yes to your peace, your rest, or your family. The next crucial phase is communication. A boundary that only exists in your own mind is not a boundary at all. You have to communicate it to others. When you communicate your boundary, aim to be clear, calm, and firm. Your tone of voice matters just as much as the words you choose to use. Avoid being aggressive or apologetic. You are not making an unreasonable demand, and you are not doing anything wrong. You are simply stating what you need from them. Be direct. Long, complicated explanations can sometimes confuse the message. A simple statement is often the most powerful and effective way to communicate your need or limit. For example, "I need to leave work by 5 p.m. to be with my family." This is much clearer than a long story about everything you have to do. Be prepared for some pushback. This is a normal and very common reaction. When you change the rules of a relationship, people may test the new rules out. Their reaction is not always a sign of disrespect. Sometimes it is just a matter of habit. They are used to you behaving in a certain way before. If someone pushes against your boundary, you can use a technique called the broken record. This means you calmly repeat your boundary without getting drawn into an argument. For instance, "As I said, I am not available to talk after 9 p.m. You just repeat the core message calmly and clearly until it is finally understood. Do not get caught up in justifying or defending your boundary. You do not owe anyone a detailed explanation for why you need to protect your own personal time. The most important part of this whole process is consistency. You must hold your boundary every single time. If you are inconsistent, people will get confused by it. Inconsistency sends a mixed message. It tells people that sometimes your boundary matters and sometimes it does not, so they will keep testing it to see which it is. Think of it like training a pet. If you tell a dog not to jump on the couch, but sometimes you let it, the dog will never learn the rule. It will feel difficult at first. You might feel a strong sense of guilt. This is a very common feeling when you start prioritizing your own personal needs. This guilt often comes from a lifetime of being told that being good means always putting other people first. We have to unlearn this harmful, outdated lesson. When you feel that guilt rising up inside you, gently remind yourself that you are not doing anything wrong. You are doing something healthy for your mental state. Acknowledge the feeling of guilt, but do not let it control your actions. Say to yourself, I feel guilty, but I am still going to hold my boundary. Understand that some people may not like your new boundaries. They may have benefited from you not having any boundaries in the past, so they may be resistant. People who truly care about you and respect you will eventually understand and adapt to your new rules. They want you to be happy and healthy in your life. Those who consistently and deliberately disrespect your boundaries are showing you something very important about the nature of your relationship with them. This is valuable information to have. Setting boundaries might mean that some relationships in your life will change. Some may even end. This can be painful, but it is ultimately a healthy process. You are clearing out space in your life. You are making room for people who respect you, and you are letting go of relationships that drain your spirit. Let's review the steps for communicating a boundary effectively. First, you state your need clearly and calmly using an I statement. This is your initial move. Second, you prepare for potential pushback. Expect it so that it does not surprise you or throw you off your game when it happens. Be ready for it. Third, if they push, you calmly repeat your boundary. Use the broken record technique. Do not argue, do not defend, and do not apologize for your needs. Fourth, you must be consistent. Hold the line every time. This is how you teach people that you are serious about this and that your needs matter now. Let's consider a specific example. A friend always calls you to complain for hours, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted. You need to set a time boundary now. You could say, I love talking with you, but I only have about 15 minutes to chat right now, before I need to go. How are you doing? This sets the boundary up front in a kind but firm way. It shows you care, but it also clearly communicates the limit on your time for that call. If they are still talking after 15 minutes, you can say, it was great to catch up. Like I said, I have to go now, but let's talk again soon. Then, you must follow through and end the conversation. This final action is what reinforces the boundary and makes it real and effective for your future interactions. Celebrate your small victories. Every time you successfully set and hold a boundary, acknowledge it. Give yourself credit for being brave and for protecting your well-being. This positive reinforcement makes it easier to keep going. It rewires your brain to see boundary setting as a good and rewarding thing, not a scary one. Remember that this is a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice. You will not be perfect at it overnight, and that is perfectly okay. Be patient. Some days will be easier than others. Sometimes you might slip up and let an old habit take over. Just notice it without judgment and try again next time. Progress is not a straight line. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to slowly, consistently move toward a life that feels more authentic and less overwhelming. Boundaries are also flexible. As your life changes, your needs will change too. You can always adjust your boundaries to fit your current situation and your priorities. For example, a boundary you need while you have young children might be different from a boundary you need when you are an empty nester later in life. Regularly check in with yourself. Ask, are my current boundaries still working for me? Is there anything that I need to adjust or change right now? Living a life with healthy boundaries means you will have more energy for the people and the activities that you truly love and that bring you happiness. You will find that your relationships actually improve. When they are based on mutual respect, they become deeper and more authentic than they were before you started. You will feel less resentment because you are no longer silently giving away more than you have. Your interactions will be more genuine and much more freely given. You are the guardian of your own well-being. No one else can do this important job for you. It is your responsibility, and it is your right. Setting boundaries is one of the highest forms of self-care you can practice. It is about honoring your own needs and valuing yourself enough to protect them. Think about the message you send to yourself when you hold a boundary. You are telling yourself, my peace matters, my time matters, I matter to myself. This practice builds self-esteem and self-respect from the inside out. It is a powerful affirmation of your own worth that you can give to yourself every day. Let this process be a journey of empowerment. You are not just saying no to things. You are saying a big, resounding yes to your own life. You are saying yes to rest when you are tired. You are saying yes to your passions. You are saying yes to peace and to quiet moments. By reclaiming your time and energy, you are reclaiming the very essence of your life. You are deciding how your story will be written from this day forward. You are moving from being a passive passenger in your life to being the active and engaged driver, holding the steering wheel and choosing your own destination. This is not a one-time fix. It is a continuous practice of checking in with yourself and courageously communicating your needs to the world around you every day. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. What feels scary and difficult today will one day feel like a normal, healthy part of your life. You are rewriting your own personal rule book. You are defining what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for you, based on your own values and needs. Keep your list of values and limits somewhere you can see it often. Let it be a constant reminder of what you are working so hard to protect. Be proud of the steps you are taking. Many people live their entire lives feeling overwhelmed, never knowing that they have the power to change their own circumstances. You have that power. You are learning how to use it right now. You are building a life that is not just lived, but is consciously and lovingly designed. Remember this simple truth. You deserve to have a life that feels good on the inside, not one that just looks good on the outside. Start reclaiming it today.